Coming up in news tonight, police are investigating the shooting death of a man at Kemp Road. The commissioner of police says repeat offenders remain a serious concern to the force. Rodney Moncur is defending his controversial appointment to the Senate. Plus, an actor in a Golden Globe winning film comes to the Bahamas to talk about his work. Welcome to Our News. I'm Dana Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, a man was shot and killed in the Kemp Road area this morning around 9. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean, the occupants of a Honda opened fire on the victim.
A man was in the area on Kemp Road when the occupants of a Honda Fit vehicle pulled up and they fired several shots at him, and the man was fatally shot.
Dean said police are still trying to determine who exactly was inside of that car. He made a plea for anyone with information to come forward.
We are actively investigating this matter. We do not know the details, so we don't have any motive for it, but as we always do, we are asking for members of the public who might have been in this area, who might have been canvassing the area, who might have some sort of information, immaterial to how insignificant it might seem. We are asking you to contact police immediately.
Dean also sent a word out to those committing crimes, asserting that this year police will continue to work as hard as ever to crack down on criminals.
But we want to put a word out to the criminal element who, despite our warnings, who despite what is happening, they continue to try to reap havoc on our communities, particularly communities, small communities like this, knitted communities. We will tell them that we will spare no efforts in 2017 to make sure that they are arrested and that they're behind bars and justice is brought to them.
Well, people who are out on bail but continue to commit crimes remains a serious concern to the police force, according to Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade. Addressing reporters at police headquarters earlier this week as part of his annual crime statistics press conference, Greenslade said something has to be done to reduce the number of repeat offenders.
It's a very, very difficult issue. I've told anyone who would care to listen, if we do not do something about the repeat offenders, who within a very short time after being arrested for serious crimes are back in our communities reoffending again and committing serious crimes, we're never going to ever solve these problems that we have. And we're going to lose the good reputation of this country, and we're going to continue to lose lives.
Greenslade told the story of an armed suspect who was arrested in connection with a home invasion, but months later was back on the streets committing more crimes.
He had invaded the home of a family. Had there not been an intervention, he may have raped their lady. He could have killed the people in that home. But there was an intervention by the police and prevented him from completing, along with his accomplices, the crime. He was taken to court, charged, and the court did properly what they do. He was remanded to prison. It wasn't 2 months later, we received a report of a man lurking in an area with a gun. We responded, and we found the very same man in possession of an imitation firearm.
Greenslade said the man was arrested and taken before the courts once more, but that wasn't the end of the story.
A few short weeks later, we received a report of a significant armed robbery where in excess of $40,000 was taken from a business proprietor. Based on the description and the information we received, we knew we were probably looking for the very same man again. We found him, we arrested him, we charged him, we took him to court, and he was remanded. Don't get bored yet, I'm going to finish this.
Greenslade asserted that very same man was found shortly before the holidays inside a car on Carmichael Road with a loaded pistol. He was arrested again for the 4th time and taken before the courts, but it wasn't long before he was back on the streets.
I sat at home, and I hope that religious leaders will forgive me, and I said, Jesus Christ, are we serious? That man that we arrested before Christmas was out for Junkanoo, and I took a loaded pistol from him. And I told you of all that he's done. I can repeat that all day. Is that a criticism of any Bahamian? Absolutely not. Is that a criticism of any organization? Absolutely not. It is a simple statement of fact.
The commissioner said although police are making strides in cracking down on crime, the country cannot allow people to believe it's okay to commit crimes.
And I'm a bit disturbed that we work really hard at arresting these people that are found with these illegal weapons of death in their possession, and then we see them a short time later reoffending with a second gun, or in the second instance having then murdered someone or grievously harmed someone. Something is wrong with that equation.
Controversial talk show host Rodney Moncur is defending leader of the official opposition Loretta Butler Turner and her decision to name him a senator. Moncur says while Butler Turner received flack for her decision, he believes she will not regret it. Jasmine Brown reports.
I'm a senator appointed by an old member of parliament, Samilo Boyton Butler, a national hero, the first governor general in an independent Bahamas, his granddaughter.
Moncur was one of 4 senators appointed by Butler Turner last month, but he remains the most controversial. Moncur, who has held the position for less than a month, has had his fair share of controversy. Days after he was sworn in as a senator, Butler Turner publicly apologized for the inappropriate and insensitive comments made by Moncur towards a Tribune reporter who had raised questions about his position on marital rape. Butler Turner said Moncur, who has openly advocated against gender equality, is a champion for the downtrodden and a voice for those who would otherwise not be heard. Moncur says he knows Butler Turner's decision to appoint him was not an easy one.
Under extreme social, class, and political pressure, ignored the voices of the so-called elite.
In recent months, Moncur called for all Bahamians to vote no in the June 2016 referendum in order to save women from themselves and to stop foreign men from having the same rights as Bahamian men. He called the process witchcraft. But Moncur says he believes it is his activism over the past half a century that made him a good choice for senator.
Recognizing my political and social contribution for the last 43 years, recommended to the Governor General, Dame Margaret Findlay, that I be named and appointed a senator.
Reporting for our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, Free National Movement candidate for Elizabeth, Dr. Dwayne Sands, says filling the Long Island seat has been very controversial, given Loretta Butler Turner had been ratified for the seat and later had that ratification rescinded.
The Free National Movement has ratified Adrian Gibson, a young attorney, to run on the F&M ticket in Long Island. Obviously, there's been significant controversy about this, given the fact that Mrs. Loretta Butler Turner had previously been ratified, and there's a process underway within the party to consider the actions of not only Mrs. Butler Turner but the other members of the Free National Movement. We're trying to move forward, and only time will tell how that process will be concluded.
Sands said the focus of the F&M now was simply to become the next government and to put all of the recent negative events of the party behind them.
Well, one thing is clear. When I walk the streets of Elizabeth and elsewhere, the common theme that I hear is that they are ready to roll out Mr. Christie and the PLP. When you then ask them to support the Free National Movement, support is building on a daily basis. And so I believe that the F&M will be victorious in the general election of 2017. We're not taking anything for granted. We're going to continue to work and harness support, one voter at a time.
When our news returns, We March Bahamas organizer Reynard Henfield says what's next for the group, so stay tuned.